Good afternoon. My name's Tom, and today's video is about gambling addiction. I don't want to get too much into the weeds of this because it's easy to get distracted by the political nature of some of it. So, the short version is starting sometime last week, a couple with a strained relationship started venting on Reddit. To hear the husband's side of things, he had a $1.2 million inheritance. They chose to invest that in a stock that they believed was going to take off due to, in their own words, political corruption. The wife said that it was really a $1 million inheritance, roughly, and that he took out a $200K loan on top of that to have more money to invest. And she did not agree with his investment strategy. I'm not a financial advisor, but when you have a windfall like that, it's best to consult a financial advisor instead of walking into a casino and putting it all on black. I'm just going to say that because that's a safe statement to make. And you basically, if you followed this, either her threads or his threads, you saw the dissolution of their marriage in real time. And whether or not he's aware of it, he's a gambling addict. And I think he is. Not that he had gambled much in his life. To hear him talk about it, it sounds like he's not a gambler. But even he ended up on a gambling addiction subreddit asking questions, which means he knows. So how does this happen? Well, I used to see it in Atlantic City. I guess now casinos are pretty much everywhere. Gambling's allowed, a lot more, or a lot less regulated now. But like you go to Atlantic City and somebody could be there for the first time in their life, first time ever in a casino, and by they show up Friday night and by Sunday night they're hooked. And they're rocking back and forth instead of a slot machine pumping the button more and more saying I got to win it back, I got to win it back. Now I remember this one woman apparently she was saying she was down $5,000. And I'm like, because she kept saying, I gotta win it back, I gotta win it back. And I said, are you okay? And she's like, no, I'm down $5,000, I gotta win it back. And I'm like, oh, honey, it's not coming back. You need to stop. You're going to lose even more. And, she's like, no, I was up 7,000, but, and I'm like, you're still up 2,000. Leave now. While you're still a winner. But the problem was she hit a large win on Friday. You got all the lights and the sounds and cocktail waitresses handing out free drinks and people clapping and cheering for you when you get that big win, and that's the high that you end up chasing. And it just takes that, if you have that genetic predisposition that a lot of us do, that it's like an on-off switch, and that turns it on that one instant. And that's how 2 days later you're rocking back and forth like you're in withdrawal, chasing that high. And you've convinced yourself you've destroyed everything. You had all this money, you had all these hopes, and now they're gone. And it's like you're still up and you're still chasing that high. You can't just take your winnings and leave. That's what happened with this guy, and he didn't even have winnings. He did have the people cheering him on Reddit. He had everybody saying, way to go, brother. There was, again, political influences cheering him on, when it came to the people cheering him on and in his decision making. And he got that high. And Then he's freaking out when he's down 700,000 out of his 1.2. And he could back out right then and there. Pay back the loan immediately. I'm not even sure in that timeline he'd owe interest yet. Probably some. But if he cashed out right then and there, he'd still be up. Let's see. So 7 minus or 12 minus 7, you're at 5. Okay, you pay back the 200K loan. Now you're at 3. You're still up 300,000. But he can't do it. He's got to win it back. You know, maybe he never gambled a day in his life before. Maybe he was completely sober, never drank. But that gambling on-off switch in his DNA, we'll call it, that's in a lot of our DNA, got turned on. All the people cheering him, patting him on the back online, telling him, way to go, brother. A lot of people took pleasure in it because, again, political forces being what they are, things got nasty, but we just watched a man with no control over his addiction destroy his future with his wife and his children. And I wish there was a little bit more humanity, a little bit more empathy in people right now, because this is a problem that with a lot of time and empathy and understanding, one day this person could, regain that happiness, and maybe one day they will, but life is a lot easier when people start taking the time to empathize and recognize problems for what they are. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and have a great day.